Here's everything we are prepping today, and it's definitely going to be a very veggie-focused prep because I don't know about you, but I find that during the holidays, it becomes a lot harder to eat healthy. And while I'm all about indulging in less healthy vegan treats during special occasions, I try not to make it a whole month of unhealthy eating and instead try and stick to somewhat of a healthy routine to keep me on track. So if that sounds like something you'd like to do as well, grab your apron and let's prep together. So of course, we're gonna start by preheating the oven to 375 today, and I'm just gonna rinse off the sweet potatoes really quick and get those ready to roast. All we need to do is rinse them, put them on a baking tray, and give them a couple pokes into each sweet potato so that they don't explode. Now, if you've never cooked tempeh before, it is very similar to tofu, meaning that we need to flavor it. So we're just gonna do a very simple marinade. I just Googled a quick recipe for tempeh bacon and kind of modified a recipe to our tastes. So all we're going to need for that marinade is just some soy sauce, maple syrup, apple cider vinegar, smoked paprika or liquid smoke, onion powder, and garlic powder. And whisk that all together and then cut your tempeh into strips. Now, this is just a quick marinade, which means it only needs to sit for a few minutes. If you wanted to do a longer marinade to add more flavor, just find a recipe specific to that. Sometimes they'll have it sit for like an hour or overnight in the fridge. But since we're doing a meal prep, we're gonna try and get things done as quickly as possible. So we just went for the quick marinade today. And once these are fully coated in sauce, we'll spread out the strips onto a baking sheet. And then once our oven is preheated, we can add in the sweet potato and of course our tempeh. Now I've specifically set the oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit so that these can bake at the same time together. Usually I will bake sweet potatoes at a little bit hotter of a temperature, usually at 400, but you can definitely still bake them at 375. It might just take them a little bit longer. So maybe instead of 45 minutes, it'll take them about an hour. Just keep an eye on them. And of course the tempeh will be done a lot faster. So we'll make sure to set a timer for that first. So now with those cooking away, let's wash up our veggies. So for these veggies, I wanted to chop some into snack boxes. I just find that having pre-cut veggies in little snack packs in the fridge makes it so much easier to have something to grab and snack on. And then of course, you can also use them up in recipes as well. So it's just very convenient to have them all together like this. And then I also wanted to do some salad specific boxes so that I have salad ingredients ready to grab and go. So for that, I'm going to grate some carrot and chop some celery into bite-sized pieces. For our green onion, I do like to have them prepped and ready to use, which means both washed and chopped. I just find I'm much more likely to use them this way. So I usually just add a little piece of paper towel to the bottom of the Tupperware for the green onion, and I find that this will help absorb some of the moisture and keep them fresher for longer. And then the broccoli is super easy because I just kind of tear it by hand now as I'm washing it. So once it's washed, I just add it into a Tupperware. Of course, you could cook it first. You could steam it if you wanted to. I might do a raw broccoli salad later in the week. So for today, I'm just keeping it raw. And let's go ahead and flip all of our tempeh so that it can cook evenly on both sides. And now I'm just adding in these tofurkey sausages as well. These are actually pre-cooked, so we're not exactly cooking them, and that's why we don't need to put them in the oven for very long. But I do find that they taste a little better when they have that kind of roasted flavor. So just adding them in with the tempeh for the last 10 minutes of cook time will help give them that little extra boost of flavor. And now let's get our kale washed. And I'm just gonna let this kale dry out a bit on a tea towel before putting it away. This purple kale is a lot harder to tear. We can't do like the finger slide down the stem of the kale. So I'm just ripping it off in little pieces by hand. And then we'll let this batch dry on a tea towel as well. And then I'll add the tea towels full of kale to a Ziploc bag or a Tupperware once they've dried a bit more. And finally, our tempeh and sweet potato are done baking. So we'll just add those to a Tupperware, and now everything is ready to go. Now finally, with all of our prep work done, we can relax. We have our salad veggies prepped, our veggie snack boxes, chopped and ready to go green onions, washed and chopped broccoli, lots and lots of kale that's ready to use, vegan sausages and tempeh for protein, and of course our baked sweet potatoes. So let's go over some easy meal ideas. One of the best parts about doing a prep is that I find myself craving veggies like right away. I find myself snacking on them while I'm doing the prep. So actually, with all of these veggies out right now, I'm just gonna make a really easy salad. This will probably be what I eat for lunches for the next few days, so let's make one together. Let's start by chopping some of our kale, and you actually want to give your kale a bit of a massage. You can just use your hands to do this, but it will actually improve the texture and even the flavor of the kale. It just makes the leaves more tender and palatable. So it's really easy to do. Just grab a bowl and add your leaves. You can add something like lemon juice or olive oil if you want, and then just use your hands and give that kale a little massage. And then we're also gonna add some baked sweet potato on here, as well as some cucumber, tomato, and the other veggies we've prepped for salads. Now I've just made a really simple cashew ranch. I will link this recipe down below in case you want to try it. It is so easy to make and honestly so delicious. You even just do something like a simple balsamic drizzle if you want to keep it really simple, but I just think that the creaminess of this dressing pairs really well with the kale. So with our lunches sorted for the next few days, let's also make a really quick and easy breakfast. I'm really loving sweet potato chia pudding right now. It is perfect for a fall or winter breakfast because of all of the fall flavors, and it can also be served hot or cold. So let's make up a big batch of that, and then we won't have to worry about breakfast for the next few days. And you can really add any kind of toppings you like here, like fresh fruit. I really like to do banana and even sometimes granola or chopped nuts on there. It's a really good combination. Another really great way to use up a lot of these veggies would be in a soup. So especially with everything pretty much prepped, all we need to do is chop up an onion and then maybe chop the carrots and celery into bite-sized pieces, add those into a pan, saute them, and then you can add anything else you like here, whether it be pasta noodles, beans, you could add some of the cooked sweet potato, you could add other kinds of squash, and then of course we are gonna add some of our kale because we have so much to use up, and that'll make a really nice addition to this soup. The holidays are stressful and indulgent enough as it is. I just want a simple way to make sure I'm eating my veggies throughout the weeks between Thanksgiving to Christmas, and I've found that this is the best way to do it. Having my veggies prepped and ready to eat like this means I am much more likely to actually eat them. But if you are still looking for holiday recipes and inspiration, you've got to check out this video here. This is your complete guide to healthy vegan recipes for the holidays and gift ideas. So go check that out next. I think you're gonna love it.